Aloha, thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk today about the stories we tell ourselves. So, everything in our life is created in a positive or negative way depending on the story that we're telling ourselves. We create stories throughout our whole lives. Our stories help us understand our experiences, and our stories can help determine what comes next. However, without recognition of what story we're telling, things can get pretty chaotic. Things can get, what some would say, out of our control. Because when we're telling ourselves a story like, oh man, like, yeah, I don't have any money, like, I can't ever be happy, it's so hard for me to find a partner because nobody understands me. Like my house is always a mess, like my relationships with my family are just like not it. And this is like at this moment, you may be telling the story of how your life currently is, but if you actually want something to change, it's important for us to start looking kind of ahead and map out our lives. Use our story to map out our lives. So you could say things like, wow, like I'm so looking forward to having more money, or I'm so looking forward to having a job that I'm appreciated at, where my work is fulfilling. I'm so looking forward to having such a good romantic partner in my life. I'm so looking forward to having all of these adventures and fun times in my life because I know that I can. A lot of times we don't allow our words to speak into existence what we actually want. We're so stuck on telling the story of how our life currently is or how it used to be. And that's only going to perpetuate the cycle moving forward of the things that you don't want in life. If we focus on what we don't want, that's what we're going to get. If we focus on what we do want, that's what we're going to get. The law of attraction simply is what you focus on is what you receive. And the universe isn't capable of telling the difference between a positive and a negative. So if you're constantly putting out a thought that's negative, or an example Abraham Hicks uses, if you guys don't know who Abraham Hicks is, amazing. They are the pioneers of law of attraction, and I've learned so much from them. So anyway, what I was saying was, if you're saying like, oh wow, like my health is not very good, I don't want to be sick anymore, like I don't want to be ill, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that, that's all you're focusing on is what you don't want, that is what you're gonna get, because that's the story you're saying, that's the story you're telling yourself, and that's what the universe hears. The universe only hears what you're putting out. It can't decipher whether it's something good or bad. They don't hear the word don't. They only hear this is what it is, this is what it is, or this is what it is. And you have the power and the choice to determine what it is you're bringing into your life. I definitely was telling a story to myself for a very long time about, oh, I'm never gonna find a partner, like there's nobody like that understands me and all this stuff. And the moment I finally realized that I was telling the story and perpetuating the cycle of relationships that I don't want, I was always telling the story like, oh, like my partners don't, like I can't find someone because nobody wants to be with me. I can't find somebody who wants to be with me. And this story was literally bringing that exact situation into my life over and over and over again. And a lot of times we think that the situations that happen in our lives are because of outside things, when in reality, every single thing that happens in your life, even if it's another person's doing, ultimately we've attracted it. We've attracted it by the story we're telling. So I just want that to sink in a little bit. You are the creator. Nobody else is creating your life for you. Nobody else can control your experiences or your circumstances but you. And this is a thing that comes with consciousness. I think a lot of times we're conditioned to believe that, like, oh, this thing happens to me, like, why me? Like, why did this happen to me? Versus actually learning that we are really responsible. We are responsible. And I think also a lot of times without consciousness, we go through life and we just allow the experiences to feed our negativity. We allow the outside sources to feed us the information, the knowledge, the like understanding of everything is just feeding us. Like I studied psychology, and I was having a conversation with my dad's girlfriend yesterday, and we were talking about how through the stages of death and dying, or something like that, like there are laid out things. And she was asking, like, do you think that's a natural way of being, or do you think that's a conditioned way of being? Like, we automatically shoot to, oh, like, why did this happen to me? Like, why? Because I think through our conditioning, we're taught that we don't have as much power as we actually do. And let me tell you, like, we have a lot of power to create our reality. Just over the last, like, 2 weeks, I made the decision. I said, okay, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to get there. And this is the time that I'll receive it and achieve that goal by. And I'm making so much progress just for the fact that I actually set out in my mind and started saying, like, this is my life now. My life is full of abundance. Like, I am a magnet to clients. I'm a magnet to abundance. And all of these things come and flow into my life effortlessly and abundantly. Money flows into my life effortlessly and abundantly. Because I proclaimed that and I actually believe it, you start telling the story of what you actually want. And when you find yourself sitting down and being like, oh shit, like, I don't feel good right now. I don't feel productive. I don't feel this. You say, okay, well, I know what I don't want. What do I want? What do I actually want in my life? And it's just one step at a time. Just one step at a time of self-awareness. Self-awareness is what we really need, guys, because we need to start questioning how we're showing up in the world. We need to start questioning the fucking things that are being fed to us. To be honest with you, I cannot watch the news. I'm not, like, as little social media as I possibly can have is the best thing for me, just because I know that it's so brainwashing. Like, they're giving you just the information that they want you to take in. And this is something that we really need to start being aware of. We need to start questioning who is giving us information. We need to start questioning what information we're allowing to run our lives. We need to start taking control back of our lives and of our story so that we can actually live the life that we need. Part of my mission is to hold space for people to expand, to come to these realizations, because it's not an easy journey. The things that you've been taught your entire life, you're realizing, like, fuck, like, this was never for my best interest. I need to start, like, relearning, unlearning the old patterns and relearning what I actually want and what I actually feel. The most information, the most wisdom, the most guidance you're going to get is from inside yourself. Looking outside for answers, looking outside for advice, looking outside for, anything, for someone to blame. This is never going to be the answer. The answer is truly to look inside ourselves and start to redirect our attention to the things that we do want, to how we want to show up in the world, to who we want to be, to what relationships we want to have, to what career paths we want to have. Because I'm telling you guys, we are so much more powerful than we've been told to believe. And this is really important. So, start thinking about the stories that you're telling yourself. How does it make you feel when you're talking about, oh God, I'm so ugly, like, I'm so fat, I'm so not worthy of a good relationship? No. Who said that? Who believes that? You. Maybe somebody else told you it in your life at some point, but I'm telling you, like, that shit does not matter. What other people say does not matter unless you make it matter. Believe in yourself more than you believe what other people tell you. Tell yourself the things that you need to hear. Be there for yourself. That was one thing that was really big for me on my journey, is like, I let other people out of my life. I said, if you're not willing to expand, go up, and be more positive and start questioning what's going on in your life, you're out. I'm sorry. Like, that's just how it goes. People just leave. When you start paying attention and focusing on you and stop being a people pleaser and trying to make everybody else happy before you make yourself happy, like, fill up your own cup before you try and solve everybody else's problems. Connect with you and learn what you need before you solve everybody else's problems. Okay? You're a priority. Your life matters. Your happiness matters. The abundance, the magic that you're going to create in this life matters. So show up for it.